at 6. Eagle Eye has done a great job.
Welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6.
We are just having a great time here in Auburn, Alabama. The party is not over yet.
Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Brady Honeycutt.
And I'm Lucy Chapman. Thank you for joining us.
Auburn University President Christopher B. Roberts released a statement Wednesday afternoon via social media addressing the concerns of a controversial social media post made by now former Auburn faculty members. The post includes these individuals' personal beliefs on the recent Charlie Kirk assassination. The message from the president began with, quote, "It has come to our attention that there are Auburn employees who made social media posts that were hurtful, insensitive, and completely at odds with Auburn's values of respect, integrity, and responsibility in violation of our code of conduct. We are terminating the employment of those individuals. We unequivocally condemn misconduct, which is anti-ethical to values we hold dear in the Auburn Creed." End quote. Visit @AuburnU on Instagram for the rest of the statement. Roberts did not name the employees or say how many were fired.
Charlie Kirk's murder suspect appeared to confess to the crime on an online communication platform, Discord. Just hours before, Tyler Robinson was arrested for allegedly killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The 22-year-old allegedly messaged on a Discord server appearing to confess for the shooting. What is believed to be Robinson's message reads as follows, quote, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all," end quote. Read a message from an account that allegedly belonged to Robinson, according to the spokesperson and a law enforcement source. Quote, "It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this," end quote. The messages were first reported by the Washington Post. These messages came after the manhunt for Charlie Kirk's assassin had concluded. Robinson was taken into custody this past Thursday.
Federal agents were in a Chicago neighborhood Monday. A witness says they arrested a Venezuelan man while his wife and 2 children were in their car. CNN's Sarah Schultz has the story.
A distraught Venezuelan mother and her 2 small children sit on the steps of a Little Village building moments after she says ICE detained her husband while they were in their car. Robert Centeno saw the law enforcement vehicles rush away. Left in the middle of the intersection of 24th Street and South Albany were the mother and her children in their white car. Centeno stopped to help her.
As I got close, I just seen the passenger crying. The female, she was crying. There was 2 kids crying too.
Centeno says the mother told him the agents did not present a warrant. She says her husband has a work visa and no criminal record. Aware of his rights, the woman told Centeno her husband first refused to get out.
But they already had blocked the back part and the front part, she said. And they started hitting the car, like they were going to start damaging it. So the kids were crying, so that's when he just got out.
Little Village Community Council President Baltazar Enriquez was called to help to find the mother an immigration attorney.
We're gonna see what else we could do for her mom, see if they need any clothing, any assistance.
This morning's ICE arrest comes a day after the Mexican Independence Day parade on 26th Street. While crowds were not as large compared to previous years, Baltazar says the event was a success. His organization passed out Know Your Rights flyers and whistles. The whistle campaign is to blow one when ICE agents are spotted. Baltazar says it successfully worked last week when ICE had come to get 2 people who were in a car.
We arrived, we saw them, and we started blowing the whistle. As soon as we started blowing the whistle, they turned on their cars and they left.
Neighborhood and immigration groups are encouraging people to remain vigilant.
Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk was assassinated just a week ago, returned to their normal schedule on Wednesday. Students of the university have expressed discomfort in returning so soon. The U.S. has seen 47 school shootings this year alone, 24 of them on college campuses, which have left 19 people dead and at least 77 others injured, according to CNN's analysis of events reported by the Gun Violence Archive, Education Week, and Everytown for Gun Safety. Another update from Eagle Eye's Kayla Dudinsky. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. My name is Kayla Dudinsky, here with your weather outlook for this week on the Plains. Tomorrow will be cloudy with a high of 91 and a low of 68. No home game this week, but Saturday will be hot and sunny with a high of 91 and a low of 68. Perfect weather for staying in and watching Oklahoma lose, if you ask me. Sunday will be more of the same with a high of 89 and a low of 67. Moving into next week, we're seeing generally cloudy skies with a potential for some afternoon showers on Wednesday. Otherwise, the sunny weather is set to continue with highs in the high 80s and lows in the high 60s. And that's all for the weather, folks. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have a national news update from Lucy and Brady. I'm your weather anchor, Kayla Dudinsky, and you're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. New news out of the White House this week as the president plans to make a move against the press. President Donald Trump says he is planning to file a $15 billion defamation and libel lawsuit against the New York Times. He revealed the lawsuit would be filed in Florida. Trump has accused the Times of making false statements about him, his family, and his businesses. Trump took to social media to state the following, quote, "The Times has engaged in a decades of lying about our favorite president, me, my family, business, and the America First movement, MAGA, and our nation as a whole." Trump wrote, "I am proud to hold this once respected rag responsible as we are doing with the fake news networks such as our successful litigation against George Slapatolopoulos /ABC/Disney and 60 Minutes /CBS/Paramount. This is not the first suit against the media from our president. Most recently, Trump sued the Wall Street Journal for reporting he had sent a bawdy and sexually suggestive birthday message 2 decades ago to the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump has yet to further elaborate on the New York Times lawsuit.
The judge hearing the case against Luigi Mangione has dismissed 2 terror-related charges against him. Mangione is accused of gunning down former United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last year. The judge says those 2 charges are legally insufficient. Mangione still faces a count of murder in the 2nd degree, and he made an appearance in state court in Manhattan Tuesday. His lawyers want the judge to dismiss that murder charge, since the 27-year-old is facing federal charges for the same killing. They also want to suppress evidence seized at the time of his arrest and statements he made to law enforcement. Mangione faces a possible life sentence if convicted in New York State Court, and the Justice Department has announced it will seek the death penalty against him in the federal case.
Trump administration officials say an agreement has been reached with China to keep TikTok operational in the United States. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said a framework deal has been reached, and President Trump will meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping Friday to finalize it. Bessent said the priority has been making sure the deal is fair for China and completely respects U.S. national security concerns. A bipartisan bill signed by former President Joe Biden last year banned TikTok in the U.S. unless its China-based owner ByteDance divested its stake in the U.S. assets of the social media company. However, President Trump put enforcement on the ban on hold several times. Disney's ABC is pulling the plug on Jimmy Kimmel Live. The late-night show will be off the air indefinitely following a controversy over Jimmy Kimmel's remarks about conservative activist Charlie Kirk's alleged killer. During his Monday monologue, Kimmel suggested Kirk's alleged killer might have been a pro-Trump Republican. The network's Wednesday announcement came after reaction from the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. Brendan Carr, appointed to the FCC post by President Donald Trump, told a podcaster his agency could take action against Disney and ABC over Kimmel's comments. Carr suggested that the ABC affiliate license could be revoked if no action was taken. The network's announcement came from after Nexstar, which owns dozens of ABC affiliates, said it would not air Kimmel's program for the foreseeable future. ABC did not immediately respond to a request for further comment. Kimmel's representatives also had not commented as of Wednesday evening.
This past weekend, our very own Ethan Clements attended the Tunnel to Towers Foundation's 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit and met with first responders to learn more about their stories. Here's Ethan to tell us more.
For the first time in history, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has brought their 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit to the state of Alabama.
The event was held at Southern Union Community College in Opelika, and Tunnel to Towers worked in coordination with local partners, including Auburn University. I got the chance to meet with retired New York City firefighter John Brutner as he told me the story behind the mobile exhibit and the story behind the Tunnel to Towers Foundation itself.
We are here with the Tunnel to Towers mobile exhibit. It's kind of a microcosm of what happened in New York City on 9/11, kind of a mini museum. Tractor trailer opens up to an 1,100 square foot exhibit. It also talks about the Tunnel to Towers, great foundation, which helps multiple amputee veterans, Gold Star families, homeless veterans, and first responders who are either killed in the line of duty or severely injured in the line of duty.
I was also fortunate enough to hear the story of Stephen Silla, a former New York City firefighter who served as the inspiration for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
The Tunnel to Towers was started. Stephen Silla was a New York City firefighter. He was going home from work that day in Brooklyn. When he heard about the planes hitting the Trade Center, he turned around, went back to his firehouse. His company had already responded, Squad 1, the FDNY. So Stephen took all his gear, his helmet, his coat, his bunker pants, boots, and he drove to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel.
On Monday, schools from around the Auburn-Opelika area visited the exhibit, with first responders telling their own personal stories. I asked Mr. Bruckner what he hopes people will take away from this exhibit.
Well, I want everyone to understand what happened, but I also, especially we do a lot of school kids, I want people to understand that when evil things happen, that's when the good people show up. We got so much help from all over the country. 2 days later in New York, I saw a fire truck from, I think, Tennessee. Everyone in the country came to help us. Doctors, nurses, social workers, big companies donated work clothes. It changed my view of people, actually, after 9/11, that there are a lot more good people than bad people.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation's efforts across the country serve as a reason for us to never forget. I'm Ethan Clements for Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Thank you, Ethan. Even though the exhibit closed this past Tuesday, you can visit t2t.org for future events. When we come back, you'll get your fill on all things sports with Eagle Eye's own Allie Loretto. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Allie Loretto, here to give you this week's sports update. Let's get right into it. Last Thursday, the women's soccer team traveled to Oxford for an SEC matchup against Ole Miss. The Tigers started off the game with a goal in the 7th minute by Grace Ivy, assisted by Dylan Driver. This was Ivy's first career goal with Auburn and was the only goal to contribute to the 1-1 tie with the Rebels. The Tigers improved their record to a 4-2-2. Tonight they will host Texas A&M for their military appreciation match with kickoff at 6:30. Moving straight into women's volleyball, last Friday, Auburn dominated Florida State with a 3-0 sweep at Neville Arena, backed by season-high 17 blocks, the most in a 3-set match under head coach Brent Crouch. Kate Mansfield and Liv Markoska led the charge early, with Markoska finished with a game-high 17 kills. Auburn's service pressure and defense sealed the win in front of 1,456 fans, marking Crouch's 75th career victory at Auburn. After Friday's sweep, Auburn couldn't repeat the magic on Sunday, falling to Florida State 3-1. Despite a strong start and standout efforts, including Alexis Dakoska's career-high 25 digs and Lauren Dreve's 16 kills, the Tigers struggled to handle FSU's serving pressure. Liv Markoska added a double-double with 14 kills and 10 digs, but the Seminoles closed out the final 2 sets with control. Coach Brent Crouch said the team will focus on small improvements ahead of today's trip to Birmingham. Climbing down the ladder, Auburn's men's golf kicked off the season with a second-place finish at the Honors Course Invitational in Tennessee, tying with number 12 Virginia and just behind number 5 Ole Miss. Junior Josiah Gilbert led the way, shooting 6 under and earned co-medalist honors, the second of his collegiate career. Despite missing top-ranked Jackson Coven, the Tigers defeated several top 20 programs, including Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Pepperdine. Billy Davis finished tied for 8 at 2 under, while Caden Pope and freshman Jake Albert also posted solid rounds. Next up, Auburn heads to Colonial Club in Fort Worth for Ben Hogan Collegiate September 29th through the 30th. As we come closer to the night, it was a winning homecoming at Jordan-Hare Stadium as your number 24 Auburn football team improved to 3-0, defeating South Alabama 31-15 in front of a sold-out crowd. Quarterback Jackson Arnold led the way to 3 total touchdowns, while Jeremiah Cobb rushed for 119 yards and a score, his second straight 100-yard game. The Tigers' defense forced 2 key turnovers, including a fumble recovery by Xavier Atkins and an interception from Kayron Crawford, helping Auburn control momentum throughout. Head coach Hugh Freeze praised the team's effort and growth, noting the Tigers played 13 freshmen and are building toward SEC play. This Saturday, Auburn faces the biggest test yet as the Tigers head to Norman to take on number 11 Oklahoma. Both teams are undefeated, and the stakes are high as Jackson Arnold takes on his former team. See you Saturday at 2:30. We're out of time, but for more Auburn sports, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. When we come back, you'll get a business consumer update from Brady and Lucy at the desk. I'm Allie Laredo for Eagle Eye Sports, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. This last Tuesday, Auburn's Microbiology Club hosted Microbiology Trivia Night. Students from many different majors were invited to have free food and a chance to answer questions about microbiology, with prizes for the winners. We went and spoke with Microbiology Club faculty advisor Dr. Michelle Gibbs, and she tells us more about this event and how it plays into the Microbiology Club's goal of scientific outreach, both inside and outside the university.
Tonight we had one of our first events of the semester where we all got together and participated in a little Jeopardy game where we answered microbiology themed questions. We had a good group of students here all interested in microbiology, a range of students from freshmen all the way to grad students. It's a great way to just come together and all relate to cool science that we're all interested in. We're really interested in multiple different facets of getting students more interested in microbiology. So part of it is kind of the student experience of getting students to come together who are all interested in similar topics, kind of the camaraderie among science major students. It's not just microbiology students specifically. Another part of it is outreach events, so kind of giving back to the community. We have outreach events for K-12 students and going to high schools to kind of bring microbiology awareness to the public. And then another part of it is kind of career development and professional development. So we have talks from professionals in the field. Also, we're planning on doing some resume prep help or study sessions. We have several events coming up. You can follow us on Instagram. It's AU Micro Club. And we have a seminar coming up with a professor here at Auburn who used to be in the Alabama Public Health. So great kind of different aspect of microbiology, less on the academic side. We also have an outreach event with Destination STEM coming up in October, which is a whole university-wide outreach event. We have an auger art activity, which will be happening at the end of October. So follow us on Instagram.
When you think of mummies, you might think of Egypt. But what you may not know is that people in Southeast Asia were dealing with mummies thousands of years earlier. If you get queasy, fair warning, we are about to show you some mummies. Scientists found the oldest known evidence of human mummification there that dates back 14,000 years. Evidence points to a rather interesting technique that they used called smoke drying. That's something previously seen from indigenous Australians, and some people in Papua New Guinea still do it. Researchers didn't initially realize the remains had been mummified, but they found charring on the skeletons which indicates exposure to low heat over long periods of time. The bodies were also tightly folded into crouching positions, similar to what was seen in Australia and Papua New Guinea. Scientists say it may show hunter-gatherers of the time had sophisticated beliefs about how to handle human remains. Evidence of mummification in Egypt goes back about 4,500 years.
Girl Scout cookie lovers are in luck. On September 9th, Girl Scouts of the USA unveiled a new cookie variety called Exploramores. These cookies are described as a Rocky Road ice cream-inspired sandwich cookie. The sweet treat is filled with a mix of flavors, including chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond-flavored cream. According to the organization, the cookies, quote, reflect the spirit of exploration at the heart of every Girl Scout. The report comes 8 months after the GSUSA announced the discontinuation of two once popular cookies, s'mores and Toast Yay. GSUSA has yet to release their entire lineup of cookies thus far, but did reveal that classic flavors including Thin Mints and Samoas and Caramel Delights will be returning along with the new Exploramores flavor. You can stay up to date on the upcoming seasons by visiting the Girl Scouts website and signing up for the alerts. You can also text cookies to 59618 to stay in the know about cookie news. Well, Lucy, we just started talking about the good stuff, and that's all the time we have for tonight. For more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Brady Honeycutt.
And I'm Lucy Chapman. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.